Hello there. Today we're going to talk about host coaching a little bit. And it occurred to me as I was working on this training that this might be a really important lesson for you guys. Some of you haven't even done your own parties yet. You might not have started a launch party. You may have never been a past host of mine or whoever did recruit you from our team. And therefore, you don't have the experience of being a host yet, which I do think, you know what, we're going to work with it. But it does put you at a little bit of a disadvantage if you've never been a host before, because you don't know how we would have coached you. So I want to share with you how I would coach you. And then also just in general, I want to go over the host benefits. So let's start with that. We're going to look at the host benefits. Now, don't worry about what they say. It may not apply to this actual month, but just there are certain things that do stay consistent. So I'm going to grab a sheet here. All right, and just so you know, Norwex gives us our host benefits on the 15th of the month. So if it's April, we're going to get the May ones on April 15th. Then come May 1st, they sometimes update them and add a couple things, which is really fun, but we never know what they're going to add. So this month, this particular month that I'm doing this video, they did add something at the beginning of the month. So it changed things a little bit for me because I have already started my host coaching for the following month. So I usually reconnect with my hosts and let them know, hey, just so you know, Norwex added some really awesome things to the host program this month. But all right, let's just look at, this is a typical host benefit sheet. I know it's backwards based on the way I'm doing this video, so I'm sorry about that. But up here, we have 4 different ways that you can earn as a host. The first way is that you can earn based on how many people buy off your party. This is great because let's say you have 12 people buy really small orders, like $25 orders. Well, you're still going to get something just because 12 people purchased. In fact, you're going to get an Enviro cloth, a kitchen cloth, and a pack of body pack. And you're also going to get free shipping as the host. So that's great. Even just with that, you're going to get some things. The second way you can earn is that you get a percentage back in free products. So let's go back to that that particular 12 people with $25 orders, okay? That's a $300 party. That means you're gonna get $30 back as a host. You get $30 to spend on whatever you want or to apply towards something. So you could use it like towards the mop, for instance, if you wanted, and have a cheaper mop. So that's great. Every host gets those 2 things. No matter where the party lands, you always get a percentage back and you always get buying guests. Now, the percentage actually changes at the higher the party gets. It starts at 8%. Anything under 250, you get 8% back. Anything from 250 to like 749, you get 10% back. And then over 750, you get 12% back. So the third way is that you get a window cloth for every person that books a party off of your party. I have to say this one cracks me up a little bit because like sometimes I have parties where there's like 6 bookings and my host is like, what am I gonna do with 6 window cloths? I'm like, I don't know. If I'm local, I will sometimes switch out with them because I have a ton of stuff. So I will use those as, you know, switch out with me because I feel bad. And I can use them as giveaways, so I don't care how many window cloths I have. All right, and then down here, you become eligible for different packages of products once you hit certain number in sales. So the first one is $350, the second one's $550, the third one's $750, and the last one is $1,000. Now, in order to become eligible for these packages, not only do you have to hit the sales goal, but you also have to have 3 buying guests and 1 booking. This is where Norwex has really, I feel like, they're working with us as the consultants. They want our host to partner with us. And that's really valuable to us because if our host has no reason to get someone to book a party, they're not going to try because they don't care. It's not their business, right? So this is our business, and Norwex is really helping us out with this last one. It seems really annoying, and there are times where it doesn't work out. And I have been there. I have had one host in particular who did not want me reaching out to her friends, and she knew that she wasn't going to get these packages. It was weird, but it is what it is. But I encourage you to talk with your host about that ahead of time. We're going to need 1 booking to have a qualifying party. Let's start thinking about who might be a good host and start putting those seeds out there during the party, or reaching out to that person and point blank asking them, hey, you know, you should book a party. Now, We'll talk more about how to get bookings later on. That's not really what this particular training is about, but I did just want to point that out since it is on the host benefit sheet. All right, so now that we've gone over host benefits, let's talk a little bit about how I host coach. This is really, really important. Again, like I said, our hosts are our partners. They're our business partners. They should, in theory, want to have a successful party because they want to get as much as they can for free. This is most of the time why they booked a party with us. So letting them know what's at stake, letting them know like what they can get for free is really important. All right, I'm going to share what the ideal situation is in host coaching. I do not always do this. I sometimes slack and I don't always have time to do it as thoroughly as I want to. But I'm going to share on a good day, on a good month, what my host coaching looks like. So I have a postcard that I send out, and I actually forgot to grab it, so I'm not gonna go get it, but I am gonna just share with you what it says. I made some postcards through the back office. There's, I think we partner with Vistaprint. It's called ProShop, but it's really Vistaprint. And I made some postcards that just say, thanks for booking a party with me. Your party starts on blank, and I literally have a blank so that I can write it in. Please start inviting your friends on blank, and I again have it written in so that I can write it in. Can't wait to party with you. I hope, hang this on your fridge to remind you of your party. And I usually mail those out right away. Like when they book a party with me, I put that in the mail. I want my host to remember her party. I do not want her to forget. So I'm trying to just a friendly reminder right from the get-go. I ask her to hang it on her fridge, and that's that. Now, if a host books with me like a week away, I don't always have time to do that. So that's why I'm saying I don't, always get to do that part. But so even if it's 2 or 3 months out, I will send those postcards. Then once I'm able to print the host benefit, so on April 15th for May, okay? So if I'm looking at May, on April 15th, which is coming up in a few days, I'll get to print out the host benefit for May. So I would print one out for everyone that I already have booked. Now, I still have a few open spots in May. I'm trying to still work on my calendar for May. But I have like 6 so far. So I would print out 6, let's say if I don't have any more bookings from now to then. I would print out 6 host benefits and 6 guest sales, okay? So this is the guest sales for this month. I just like to throw this in and the host benefits, right? Okay. So I'd put these 2 pages. I also get a catalog. Now this part I understand, it's a little more pricey to mail. It costs me $2.05 to do what I'm going to share with you. So times 6 hosts, that's how many people I'm using, or that's how much money I'm going to spend to do this. But I do find it to be very valuable. So I really like doing it. So I have a catalog here with my information on the back. If it's an in-home party, I put some order forms in there, and I'll explain why in just a second. I usually throw in the sheet with, and sometimes I even have another one that like in more detail talks about what's in the kit. I don't have any printed out right now, so I don't always send that, but if I have it, I send it. All right, and then I have printed up some letters, okay? And I'm happy to share these with you guys. I can post them in the comments if you guys are interested in these. But I just want to, I'm not going to read through the whole thing, but I'm just going to give you a little bit of a, background, or not background, but what's the word I'm looking for? Summary. Here we go. So dear blank, your party date, and I write down their party date for them. Thanks so much for hosting a party with me, blah, 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 blah. Here's what to expect as we move closer. I'm going to reach out to you a week prior. I will arrive at your home 30 minutes if this is an in-home party. So this one is for in-home, right? This is an in-home letter, and then I have an online letter. They look different because what I'm expecting of them is different. Now, with that said, I actually have a host checklist for them. So my in-home host checklist, I say, check all these off to earn an extra $25 shopping spree from me. Talk to me on the phone or through text prior to your event. Invite at least 20 people. Gather 2 outside orders from people who cannot attend. Ask me about setting up a Facebook event page for your out-of-town guests. Have 2 bookings off your party. Have your wish list ready to go before your party begins so that you can actively comment on the products. All right, so that's my wish list. If my host does all of those things, I'm happy to give them a $25 shopping spree because that means she had a successful party, right? Like if she invited 20 people, if she's helping me get 2 bookings, I'm happy about those things. So that's on that one. My online one looks a little differently. Again, talk to me on the phone prior, invite at least 40 people, have at least 18 people RSVP. Keep reminding those that say yes to your text to actually RSVP. Sometimes people just forget. Post at least one before after picture, have 2 bookings off your party, have your wish list ready to go. Similar, but a little bit different. Also in my letter, I explain how to use certain products. I actually give them a little sample set, okay? So I'm gonna share with you guys what that sample set is. I give them a travel EnviroCloth, okay? I cut up, which I don't love that we do this because Norwex does not sell the window cloths in a package for us like they do the EnviroCloths. They do in the travel pack, but those are too expensive to buy. So I just cut up window cloth, so it's a little sample window cloth. I give them a sample of our detergent, and I made these labels myself, and I give them a sample of paste, okay? And I basically tell them what to do with it in my letter. And again, I'll share my letters with you guys. So this goes out to them anywhere from like 2 to 6 weeks before their party, because again, I'm sending it on the 15th for my whole month of May. So if their party's May 1st, they're getting it only 2 weeks in advance. If their party is, towards the end of May, they're getting it more like 4 to 5, 6 weeks in advance. So that's the main thing that I definitely like doing in my host coaching. I really want them to have this. It has been huge for my parties. Yes, it's an expense. It is an expense, but I have found that it is a good expense, right? I'm spending $4 on each party for chicken swabs. What's an extra $2, to make sure my host has the information she needs. And now these things I'm all getting for free because I do a lot of shopping sprees and things like that. So if you are wanting to get free items, talk to me about how we can get you some shopping sprees, because that is a whole nother thing. But at the very minimum, a thing of paste, a thing of detergent, and a pack of these, you can order that and they won't be crazy expensive. So something you can do. All right, so let's talk about what else I do, because that's what I definitely send this out. I know my lighting changed and I did not love that. Okay, so I definitely send those out, but then I'm also communicating to my hosts via text. I do Project Broadcast. It's a texting service. It costs $10 a month. I love it. I use it to communicate with my customers, my hosts. I use it to communicate with you guys sometimes. It's an amazing texting service. You can create campaigns. You can throw people into the campaigns and they'll get these automated text messages. And of course, if they respond, you can then personally respond to them as well, which is great. So I have a host coaching set up where I send them a text about 2 to 4 weeks out. I have a couple different campaigns. If you do Project Broadcast, we can certainly talk more about that. But I send them a text about, usually 4 weeks out is my goal. But again, sometimes I get behind, so I don't always do it. But 4 weeks out, I send them a text that just says, hey, I'm so excited about your party coming up next month. I'm looking forward to it. I hope you are too. Don't worry about doing anything right now. I just wanted to simply touch base with you. Then about 2 weeks out, I send them something that says, hey, by now you should have received my host packet. Did you get the samples? Have you started using them yet? Do you have any questions, kind of, basically? And then about a 1 week out, I message them back, and if they haven't said any, sometimes they aren't responding to me. So this is where I start to get real, like, okay, I need to make sure I touch base with them and talk to them via phone or however. So I'll try to make sure I get in touch with them. Hey, your party's next week. If it's on Facebook, I'm creating your event, and I'm going to add you to it, but please don't just randomly add people. Wait for instructions on how to invite people the right way. If it's an in-home party, I'm saying, hey, just a reminder, now's the time to start inviting your friends. If you haven't yet, let me know how that's going. And then 3 days out, I'm just kind of touching base again, like, hey, with my in-home party, hey, how's it going? How are people responding? How many people you think are going to come? If it's an online party, I'll say something like, hey, today I created your event. Here's the script to email, private message, text, however, but don't group message your guests. And also don't mass invite them to your party. So I'm giving them more specific instructions on what I want them to do. And I'm actually handing them over a script of what they can email, text, private message out. And I'm giving them access to their party now. I've created, I've added them to the event. And we're just in communication with each other. They're letting me know how it's going. I'm seeing people come onto the party or I'm not. I had one host recently where she hadn't invited anybody to the party on Sunday. So I had been reaching out to her and she kept saying, yeah, I'm going to do it today. Yeah, I'm going to do it today. Yeah, I'm going to do it today. Well, she finally did do it Sunday night. If she had not done it Sunday night, I would have had to tell her we'd have to postpone a week because that would be too late. Even Sunday night is a little bit late for me if I'm starting a Monday party. I do all my parties Monday to Friday, so just so you know. All right, so that's kind of what I do. I'm happy to share with you guys exactly the verbiage that I use for my host coaching if you want it. Again, I will post my letters for you guys. If you have questions about this, please ask, because I do think that host coaching is really the number one way to increase your party sales. If you're coaching your hosts the right way, your party's going to go a lot better. When we don't coach our hosts, this is kind of a lot of words. When we don't coach our hosts, they don't know what to do. This isn't their business. They are just going to haphazardly invite people, not realizing that doesn't work because maybe they've never done this before. So you definitely need to let them know what to do. Otherwise, the party's not going to go well, and that's going to suck for your host, but also for you, because you're putting a lot of time and effort into this party. So you want to make sure it's successful for both you and the host. All right, that's it. I'll post the homework so you guys can see that. And like I said, I'll post all this information for you guys so that you also have that. All right, have a good rest of your day, guys. I'll be around to post the homework soon and ask questions if you have them. All right, bye.